It looks like there's no stopping me now, folks. The prop challenge series that I started a couple of weeks ago is still not done, and yet I'm doing another challenge series. This time I doubled the stakes. Yes, a whopping $400,000 at stake this time. This is my first challenge with True Forex funds. We've talked about them in detail in the previous announcement video. Go check that out if you would like to know the rules of this challenge. But all in all, I'm very happy to have this experience with them. Honestly, some of the nicest people I've met in the prop trading space. But first, if we haven't met yet, here's what you need to know. Hi, I'm Bernd, a seasoned full-time trader with an impressive decade-long track record. I handle $2.4 million of prop firm capital and run a licensed investment consultancy in Dubai. I travel the world while trading, and I teach my unique 7-forget trading approach. This is the second time I'm documenting everything I do on a prop challenge. Come join me on this epic journey. Before we start with the day-to-day analysis, let me first think of a word to describe what happened in week 1. Any guesses? A shit show. Spoiler alert, the challenge started off horribly, all hell breaking loose, and I was slowly accepting the fact that this is going to be an epic failure. But there's no but. In trading, you have to learn to accept the fact that sometimes there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Things should not swing in your favor most of the time, not even some of the time. The real questions are, how much are you invested in your trading plan? How much do you believe in your own analysis? And how much do you trust your indicators and tools? For me, my trading plan is my Bible, my analysis is my Secretary of Defense, and my tools are the creme de la creme of the AI indicators out there. So I will never change any of them, not even if I lose a challenge. Alright, enough teasing for now, let's roll the day-to-day clips.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to day one of our True Forex Funds Challenge YouTube documentary. Today on Monday, the 7th of August 2023, it's 7:13 p.m. And as I said, it's day one, but there was a day zero because I got this account on Friday and Friday late afternoon. And this was a trade I wanted to place anyway. It was just coincidence that the day where I got the accounts, I'll go through them in a second, aligned with kind of this trade setup. So when I got this account, I immediately entered. So I have two accounts here, two 200K accounts. So in total, it's a 400K challenge. Here, you see here trades running on the first account. And if I click here on the second, you see the same running. Obviously, I'm going to place the same trades on both accounts. So overall, if I hopefully pass, I have immediately passed the 400K challenge. Now, I entered this trade based on my two-step mechanical process. We are undervalued versus the dollar and almost undervalued versus gold. And our smart money index is showing that the smart money is buying, which is great as well. It's not necessarily a seasonal sweet spot, so it's not all stars aligned, so it's 2 out of 3 stars. But from a then market timing perspective, you see where I entered here on the weekly chart. It's a weekly demand zone, and you have a daily demand zone. The daily is covered by the weekly, which is also high quality. It's not a trend trade per se, it's sideways market. But you see here the timing for this first position was great. 2% of risk, by the way, aggressive. And the second, even more aggressive, another 2%, which I call add-on. I could now move this stop loss from the first position here to break even. So I don't have any risk anymore for that position. If price comes back down, it stops me out at break even, and I have only one position running up here. But I'm pretty convinced that we're gonna move higher here. I still here, by the way, I just see that I didn't place my targets yet. I will place my target somewhere up here. But I'm pretty, you see we just had a shallow touch of this demand zone. It's a swing trade. It can potentially go a little bit deeper and then go higher. So that's why I don't want to move these stop losses to break even yet. So all good here, pretty convinced that we're gonna go higher. It's Monday evening. It maybe, hopefully, will become kind of another reversal candle here. You see it's forming a pin bar, almost a hammer candle, not quite yet a nice one. Let's see how the day will end. And yes, 2% of risk here. We are running in profits, thankfully. It's always important to start the challenge strong. Let's see how the day will end. And I will give you an update tomorrow on day 2. Until then, bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, day 2. Now we have to record also in bad days, obviously. Today is definitely a bad day, not a good trading day. So I didn't take any new trade. I'm still in platinum, obviously. I pointed out my strategy yesterday that I added on aggressively, and I'm not planning to move my stop loss to break even on that initial position where I was already in profit. In hindsight, in retrospect, we are always a little bit smarter, and you could always say should have, could have, would have. And anyhow, it didn't work out as planned so far, and today we got more or less precious metals crash, and all precious metals are down, and platinum is down heavily by 2%. And you see now, yesterday I was up unrealized 1%. Today I'm down 2%, and we are in the middle of the zone, so we have to take, or we're taking some heat here on that position. Nobody likes to be down, and it's always, how to say it, it's not a good feeling, right? I admit that it's not a good feeling. We have to deal with that. We have to deal with that professionally. That's why everything is pre-planned. The entry is pre-planned, the stop loss is pre-planned, the target is pre-planned, the risk is pre-planned, everything is pre-planned. This is really important. So we know that this can happen, but we are not happy about that. And I'm also not happy about that, right? I mean, I admit that. It's concerning as well when price crashes into your zone and seems like it doesn't stop. It's always concerning. I don't want to lie about that. So let's see how this is going to play out. Definitely taking some heat here. And it's a swing trade, though. This can take a couple of days, and even this can take 1 or 2 weeks to play out. Let's see. Today is only day 2, but definitely after yesterday, not a really good start, unfortunately. Now, that's not all, because if you have a bad day, then you have a bad day. And I want to show you 2 trades that I wanted to take here on the S&P and on the Nasdaq. These are clawbacks trades. And I also made a YouTube video about my day trading strategy, which is called the clawbacks trap. And you can watch it if you haven't watched it yet. And this was exactly one of these trades, my day trading strategy for the equity indices here on the S&P. And these, you see here the supply zones on a 60-minute chart, and here on the Nasdaq on a 60-minute chart as well to the right. And both trade ideas, both signals, I called in our Sunday session, my weekly outlook live trading session for the for all campus members. But you see basically how price never came. Just this is a 60-minute zone, so it's like just a few ticks. 2 points. 2 points were missing for the entry. I wanted to take this trade today. Never got filled, and also on the Nasdaq never got filled. And you see what happened. Price already also crashed here. So today everything is red. I anticipated price to drop on the Nasdaq, on the S&P. That's why I wanted to short them. I never got filled. Happens as well. As I said, not a really good day, but I think the purpose of the documentary is also to show bad days, and this is definitely one. So let's hope for a better day tomorrow, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, day 3 of our True Forex Funds YouTube documentary today on the 9th of August 2023. And it's quite late, it's 9:18 p.m. And also on day 3, nothing really good to report, unfortunately. We are down now almost 3.5% on that platinum trade. It looks like we are getting stopped out. I have here a 60-minute chart just to see if we might get any kind of price reversal to the upside. Doesn't look good. Yes, I assume we're gonna get stopped out here on these two trades, being down more or less 4%. Well, I made the calculation already. The good thing here on True Forex Funds is that I only have to right, quote unquote, only have to achieve 8% profit target. So overall, usually right on other prop firm challenges, you have to achieve 10% profit target. So being down 4% plus I have to achieve 8%. So now I have to achieve 12% if I get stopped out. So I made already that calculation in my mind, 12%. Nothing is lost yet, ladies and gentlemen. It makes it just more exciting for you to watch the documentary, but believe me, I didn't do this on purpose. Yes, it doesn't look that good right now. It's a bad start, and that's all what I can say today. Once I get stopped out, well, I basically see what else we can trade. I don't have anything very interesting that is popping up quite yet. We will see, right? Not more that I can say other than bad timing. Not a really good trade. It's not the end of the world, obviously, not at all, but I imagined to start a little bit more different, a little bit more on the positive side. So I have maybe some buffer and I'm up 2, 3, 4% and I can add more positions and I can be a little bit more excited, but it is what it is. I have to deal with that. And it's also, to be honest, is it? Yes, it's my biggest drawdown in a challenge so far that I ever had. And I'm doing a YouTube documentary. Yeah, it fits perfectly. It is what it is. And yeah, let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. Still 2 more days left in this week, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. And I'll keep you posted on a daily basis. Not a good start at all. We will see if this is going to get a stop out or not. It looks like we're going to get stopped out, but hey, there's always another day in trading. There's always another day in trading. This is really important. All right, guys. Talk to you tomorrow and take care. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening to our True Forex Funds YouTube documentary today on the 10th of 8, 2023. It's 6:36 p.m. And I think the theme for today, for day 4, is the roller coaster ride continues. And we didn't get stopped out. So luckily, quote unquote, luckily, right, the zone is holding here, the weekly zone where the stop loss is below. You see it's holding, and we are trying to retrace from here. Now we are only down today roughly 1.5%, 1.7% down. Well, that's a success from yesterday. That's bad, that's for sure. And we are very close to the entries. So we are right now, let's go back to the daily chart. We are right now trying to break yesterday's high. So if we can close above yesterday's high, I think that would be really bullish. So there now, the week is coming to an end. There are some good things on that market and some bad things. So let me explain. So therefore, let me go to the futures. So let me check. So we have unadjusted and adjusted charts. that would be something for the futures course. Let me quickly go to the unadjusted chart first at PL equal 120 XN. So let me do the daily full screen. Now, we are undervalued, and undervalued is great because every time we are, or not every time, but most of the times when we are undervalued, look here, we were undervalued, we got a rally. Especially, the line that is important here is it purple and yellow line, because purple is dollar, yellow is gold. Blue we can reject, it's treasury bonds, there's no relation to platinum here, but gold and dollar is important. So focus on the yellow line and the purple line. So you see we are undervalued here, we were undervalued here, and we got a very nice rally. So here you see undervalued versus the dollar, and then here also undervalued versus gold, and then we started the rally, right? So we see here as well very significant, right? As well, when we had undervaluation gold and dollar at the same time. We had the scenario here, we had the scenario here, we had the scenario here. Every time we got a significant rally from there. So this is positive, actually. Now, excuse me, what is rather negative is that the seasonal tendency will come to an end and we expect price to go down. That's negative. What is still neutral, and I can make a decision. So this is basically for me the make or break for this trade, where I decide whether I get out maybe early or not, because here on the daily chart, we created now, unfortunately, this really strong quality-wise, really strong supply zone, where I would expect, if the seasonal tendency plays out, the price goes inside this one and then drops. Could happen, obviously, and then this kind of daily downtrend to continue. However, the smart money index will be for me the make or break if I stay in that trade or go out roughly at break even. If we get more positive, if the smart money continues to buy, I'm going to see that basically here. If the blue line next week continues to rise on Monday, I will see that basically if the smart money continues to buy, I will stay in that trade. But I can make this decision only on Monday and see also how the weekly candle will play out. And today, what would be ideal, obviously, on the trade, if we can break yesterday's high, and if we close above yesterday's high, that would be also rather bullish. So there's still some pros and cons, so we will see how this trade is playing out. We are still in it, that's great. Today we got that rally. So let's see tomorrow, day 5, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to our True Forex Funds YouTube documentary. Today on day 5. Actually, it's day 6. It's weekend anyway. So for me, it was important, as I said, on day 4 to see how the Friday candle closes and to see what smart money does. What smart money is doing, I'll get to that in a second. But first, let's check how the weekly candle closed. So yesterday, I'll go to TradeStation in a second. So we closed like a pin bar, a hammer candle. Not the best per se, because it has kind of a red body, but from a structural point of view, it's potentially a reversal candle. So everything turned out to be okay by the end of the week. It looked much worse by day 3. Obviously, we talked about it. So one position is plus minus 0 and the other add-on is still negative. But overall, it looks okay. So am I positive on this position or am I now negative on this position? So for that, I'll just quickly go to TradeStation and I want to show you the weekly candle and the smart money. Now, so we have the smart money data from last week as well incorporated. So I want to show you, this is where the smart money is right now. And I did already the preparation and I want to show you every time. So the smart money continues to be very, very bullish. So you see every time in the past few years, the smart money is that bullish in relation to the past, how they behaved in the past. Here we got a rally, here we got a rally, here we got a nice rally, here we got a nice rally, here we got a monster rally, here this was the Corona low, and they were also very comparably very bullish compared to their previous behavior. We got this monster low, here we got a rally, and here as well. So every time they were on a similar bullish level, the smart money, we printed the low, so to say, right? So for me, this is extremely bullish on platinum. Does this mean it works every single time? Of course not. Nothing in trading works 100%. But statistically, this keeps me very, very bullish. Plus, we have this on futures not as nice as on the CFD. This hammer candle, this reversal candle. But we could still go a little bit lower and then maybe rally, but we will see. But this makes me still super bullish on platinum. And we're coming from undervalued, that's great. We talked about this supply zone. So eventually I think this supply zone will break, but we might go a little bit lower into now this drop base rally, and from there we're going to rally. So I remain bullish on platinum. Let's see how next week plays out. Until then, bye-bye.
Week 1 is officially in the books. What a wild roller coaster ride it's been, my friends. This is trading, people. Looking back, I've come to appreciate that not everything goes my way from the get-go. It's a true reflection of the trading reality. It's not all rainbows and unicorns. Let me tell you, trading is one of the toughest professions out there, especially mentally. You've got to be ready for it, no doubt. We all make mistakes sometimes, and embracing those moments of being wrong is darn difficult. That's why having concrete trading rules in place is absolutely critical. They help keep those pesky emotions at bay. Trust me, without them, you'll be digging yourself into a massive hole. Figuratively speaking, of course. So I really hope you've enjoyed witnessing my struggles in week 1 of this challenge. Can't wait to meet you again in week 2. Wishing you all the absolute best for your own impressive challenges. Stay tuned.